I guess getting into the reaction to Monday Night Raw, and it's more so other people's reactions, not really mine, because it's early. It's still January. They kicked off Raw, in a big way, like they did the year, the way they started 2025, the Netflix premiere. But I said, we had to wait and see and give them a couple weeks to see how quickly they cooled down. And people are treating Monday Night Raw as if they fell off a cliff. And I can't necessarily say that it's went from a 10 to a 2. It's really just there's a few moves they have made that, to me at least, I could see why the quality of Monday Night Raw is a little lower. But in reality of things, the biggest thing for me is how much better SmackDown these past 2 weeks have been compared to Raw. That's the biggest thing. And I know repping a brand in WWE, it's not a thing anymore, but I think there are people who there are more fans of Raw than SmackDown. And I don't want to say that they are mad at how good SmackDown has been, but I guess maybe, if you see an episode of SmackDown and SmackDown's cooking, you're going to assume they got something really, really good for Monday Night Raw. And what they've had isn't... It's not the trash. It's not trash. The way that people are talking about Monday Night Raw, it's Monday Night Raw was trash. Monday Night Raw was garbage. Monday Night Raw is unwatchable. Now, there are, like I said, a few things that could change, that could make Monday Night Raw a lot better. And then there are a few things that you could just point out that are a little too obvious. Starting with something that was way too obvious was Finn Balor and CM Punk. I don't think anybody would be opposed to a match with CM Punk and Finn Balor. I don't think anybody was mad at that being a thing. I don't think anybody, to be completely honest with you, I don't even necessarily see many people hating on the match itself, but it's just how predictable this was. They had barely a week of a build, one little back and forth, and then boom, Finn Balor gets a title shot out of nowhere. We all knew Finn Balor wasn't winning this championship, so it was a little too predictable, and maybe they could have had it build for a little bit longer to keep people on their toes. But if anything, I'm happy that there is a world champion fighting on Monday Night Raw. This is the second world title defense now on Monday Night Raw in 2026. And mind you, the person holding the title is CM Punk, who is not a part-timer, but he ain't a full-timer either. I'll say what's killing Monday Night Raw is how they're moving with the vision. The creative side of WWE has no clue what they're doing with the vision. Obviously, they had the Seth and Braun, or the Seth breakup, which was way too early in my opinion. And now you're having Braun Breaker, who is probably, not even probably, one of the hottest guys on Raw. You suspend him, which I don't know the true reason for him not being on, but if there was a reason to not have him on there for some personal shit, cool. If not, why are we suspending Braun Breaker for a week? And then on top of that, you have the Vision come out without Braun Breaker, and it looks like a stream squad. It looks like Logan Paul, Aiden Ross, and Phantom. I mean, this is not the move. This is not. I don't see the, no pun intended, vision in this team at all. I don't know what their goal is. I don't see them doing anything but helping Braun win a world title, and then eventually them turning on him, and then what? I don't know. At the end of the day, it's Austin Theory, Logan Paul, and Bronson Reed. I can understand why people are a little upset at that, but hey, at least we're getting to why Monday Night Raw sucks. You need Braun Breaker on TV, and guess what? If there's one thing that this tells you, it's how bad the WWE needs Seth Rollins. And obviously that's like saying the sky is blue, but Seth Rollins not being a part of, Monday Night Raw, WWE period, being out with this injury, I hate to hate on somebody like a Kevin Owens, right? But it seems like the star power that a Seth Rollins has, his absence is a little more noticeable. And I would love for Kevin Owens to come back as soon as he possibly can, and that might be another year. Who knows when he's coming back? But if we're talking in terms of weekly television, Seth Rollins not being on there is obviously hurting, and there's not really much they can do about it right now, anyways. The women's tag team division, we're not throwing any smut on that. They're carrying Monday Night Raw. They're carrying the WWE. They got not carrying the WWE. Let me relax. They are in terms of, if we're going like pound for pound, like match for match, if we're going week for week, it's the women's tag team division. They are crushing every single match that they've had or been involved with, or every story, anything involving women's tag team has been excellent. The next thing for me, and this isn't even, this is more of a just something I've noticed from people in the WWE world. So y'all were mad that Javon Evans got signed during a commercial break. And y'all have done nothing but complain about the last 2 weeks of Raw, which have consisted of a match, including Javon Evans. So you're mad you're mad at something where Javon Evans is finally on TV, and y'all spent, I don't know, at least a good week or two bitching about a contract signing not being televised. You bitch when you don't get something. You bitch when you get it. What do you want? Let the, I don't even want to say like developmental guys cook, but let the young guys eat. Let them get on Monday Night Raw. Not every single match has to be a fucking steel cage, no holds bars, ambulance match, fucking lumberjack with all Terminators around the ring. Like, relax. Let Javon Evans and whoever cook. It's cool. And on top of that, I will say something that seems to be a problem with WWE, and I get it, but at the same time, there is one person in particular this is affecting the most. They seem to in the big 2026 still like to group the lucha guys. They keep them in their own storylines and their own plot lines, or throw them into tag teams or whatever. And we must have forgotten how hot Penta was as just a singles competitor. I think Penta needs a go. I think Penta needs a singles push. If there's one person for, because I get it, you tag them together, you team them together, you have other guys out there, or fucking AJ Styles, whoever, all these mix-ups you have. Yes, it's putting more people on, but at the same time, if you want to push that scene, or give that scene some more spotlight, period, give Penta a fucking singles push again. He needs to go back to the singles division and go crazy, because I don't know, him just being in the him just bouncing around in the tag team division. I don't know. It's they're wasting a very, very, very hot talent on meaningless stories when we could really have some more entertaining singles matches on Monday Night Raw, or stories on Monday Night Raw. So that's just a suggestion. Maybe give Penta a little singles run. Wouldn't be mad at that. And it could just be me. And if it is just me, maybe I'm a piece of shit, but I do not care about a Natalya heel turn in 2026. I'll say it again. I do not care about a Natalya heel turn in 2026. Or whatever, Natty Hart, like, what, I don't even know who the fuck it's Natalya. She's Natalya. It's Natalya. We know Natalya. She's turning heel in 2026. Okay. All right. There's so many women right now who could be put on, and instead we are turning Natalya heel in 2026. Mind you, AJ Styles might be retiring in 2 weeks, and we're giving Natalya a heel turn. You know what? be mad at Monday Night Raw. It's fine. I understand it. I understand it now. I'm getting more mad talking about Monday Night Raw. I'm getting more mad at Monday Night Raw as I talk about Monday Night Raw, but I still won't say it's garbage. I still won't say it's been trash. It just hasn't been as good as Friday Night SmackDown, and that's a good thing. I feel like there's years where one side is awful, and I mean, like last year, for instance, SmackDown was pretty much unwatchable, and so far, we're about the end of we're getting close to the end of January. So far, they've been cooking. Raw, 6.5. Like they've been doing their thing. They've been doing their thing. They open hot, 8 or 9, but we'll give them a 6.5. But moving on with that,